Hey there, second graders. We're doing a review week this week in math. We've spent some time on measurement, but now we're going to go back and kind of review a couple things. And one of the biggest things that we learned this year, and I think one of the most challenging things that we learned in math, was how to subtract 3-digit numbers. So let's do a little review. I've got our 3 subtraction sayings up there at the top. You probably remember these from being in class. We used to say them together. We had posters of them. So hopefully you still remember them. All right, let's go through them together. First one, more on top, no need to stop. Now, if we look at this first problem here, you don't need to do any of this with me, just follow along and we will do some together in a minute. So more on top, no need to stop. That is what this first one is going to be an example of. We always start subtracting in the ones place. So if I look at my ones place, top number minus the bottom number, 7 minus 6. I can do that. More on top means no need to stop. 7 minus 6 is 1. Then I move over and I subtract the tens. 5 minus 2, more on top again. 5 minus 2 is 3. And then subtract the hundreds. 3 minus 1 is 2. Right? More on top, no need to stop. Our next subtraction rule, this is the big one, right? More on the floor, go next door and get 10 more. So subtracting the ones place here, I'm going to cover up those. I have 3 minus 7. Well, let's think for a second. If I have 3, can I take away 7? No, I cannot. Make sure you're always subtracting top number minus the bottom number. You can't flip them around. You cannot do 7 minus 3. That's not what it's asking. It says 3 minus 7. I have more on the floor, so I got to go next door and get 10 more. Remember our unbundling, right? I jump over to the tens place. I unbundle it. So I had 5 tens and I unbundled 1. I'm left with 4 tens. That 10 that I just unbundled moves over here and becomes 13. Remember, whatever number is on top, that is the number that goes up there when you unbundle. We did that so we can subtract. 13 minus 7, what's that? 6. Then we move over and we see if we can subtract the tens. 4 minus 3, more on top, no need to stop. That's 1. And the hundreds, 4 minus 1 is 3. 316. On to the last rule. Numbers the same, zero's the game. So if we look over here in the ones place, look at those numbers, 6 and 6. 6 minus 6, number is the same, zero's the game. Moving over to the tens place, 9 minus 5. We've got more on top, so we can do that. What is 9 minus 5? 4. Subtract the hundreds. 5 minus 2 is 3. Okay, if you do not have your whiteboard or a piece of paper, please grab one. Okay, we are going to do a couple subtraction problems together. So remember your rules. Let's say them together one more time. Ready? More on top, no need to stop. More on the floor, go next door and get 10 more. Number is the same, zero's the game. Okay? And then if you need to pause the video for a second, I want you to solve all 3 of them and then watch me go through them, okay? So the first one I want you to solve, let's go with 876 minus 253. Okay. Let's do 642 minus 138. Okay. And how about, let's do 700 minus 346. Why don't you just stop after those first 2? Okay. When you solve those first 2, pause the video, solve these first 2. When you are done solving them, continue the video because I'm going to go over them right now. But I would like you to do them on your own first. All right, 876 minus 253. So I'm going to start in the ones place. 6 minus 3, can I do that? Yes, I can. 6 minus 3 is 3. No unbundling yet. Move over to the tens place. 7 minus 5, can I do that? Yes, I can. 7 minus 5 is 2. 8 minus 2, I can do that, which is 6. 623. Did you get the right answer? Second one. Looking at the ones place. 2 minus 8. Can I do 2 minus 8? Nope, I've got more on the floor. I got to go next door and get 10 more. Check to see that you unbundled correctly. First of all, did you unbundle? Right? I hope so. Now, did you unbundle correctly? When I unbundle the 4, I have 3 left, right? And this becomes a 12. Then I can subtract. 12 minus 8 is 4. 3 minus 3, numbers the same. Zero's the game. 6 minus 1 is 5. 504. Now this last one might be a little tricky because if you have zeros on the top, you can't take away from 0. If I have 0, I can't take anything from that. So I know I'm going to have to unbundle. I'm in the ones place. I can't do 0 minus 6. But if I go next door, I don't have anything that I can unbundle from. So what do? I go next door again all the way over to the hundreds and I start unbundling there. I unbundle the 7, becomes a 6. This 0 becomes a 10, right? My clock. Now I can unbundle, right? I still can't do 0 minus 6. I still have to unbundle, but now I have something to unbundle from. I unbundle the 10, make it a 9. I'm going to wait till that stops. I'll give you a second to catch up anyways. Okay, so I went next door and I unbundled that 10. It became a 9, and then that one becomes a 10. So we had to unbundle twice. Be careful, right? 10 minus 6 is 4. 9 minus 4 is 5. And 6 minus 3 is 3. Okay, I want you to try one like that. What if I gave you 900 minus 434? Can you solve that one? 900 minus 434. I'll wait a second for you to solve it on your own. All right, you got it? If you're not quite done yet, pause for a second. I'm going to go over how you solve this one, right? So I have those zeros. I can't do 0 minus 4, so I have to go next door. But wait, I can't go next door. That's also a 0. So I go all the way over to the hundreds and unbundle from there. If I unbundle the 9, it becomes an 8, which makes that a 10. Still can't subtract my ones. That's what I'm trying to do, right? So now I can unbundle that 10 to make it a 9, and that becomes a 10. 10 minus 4 is 6. 9 minus 3 is 6. And 8 minus 4 is 4. 466 should be your answer. Okay, there are some subtraction problems for you to solve in our Google Classroom this week. They're in a Google Slide PowerPoint. So you're going to solve the problem on a piece of paper. You can't solve these problems in your head, and you can't really solve them on the computer. So keep your whiteboard out or keep a piece of paper out so you can solve them vertically just like we did. And then you're going to click on the answer and you're going to drag it down into the answer box. okay? And then you also have a couple story problems at the end, word problems. You need to read the story problems carefully because they might not all be subtraction. So you have to read for what they're asking so you can decide, am I going to add something or am I going to subtract something? Think about some of those key math words, right? So for addition, you might see the words all together, total, in all. Okay, those are some key words for addition. Subtraction, right? How much less, how much more, or if people are giving something away or taking something away, that would be subtraction. Okay, solve carefully. Remember your subtraction strategies. Remember to unbundle if you need to, right? And have some fun. Bye.